Welcome to From the VC's Bookshelf, a podcast from TBR, the College System of Tennessee, the state's largest higher education system. In this series, we examine how we might re-envision the work we do and how we work together as we move into a post-pandemic world. Please join our host, Dr. Heidi Lemming, Vice Chancellor for Student Success, as she leads a live discussion with industry experts and leaders throughout our system.
I'm excited today to be sitting with Dr. Youlanda Jones, who is the president of the Tennessee College of Applied Technology at Northwest. TCAT Northwest was the recipient of our TCAT College of the Year this year at our annual SOAR Awards. So really excited to dive in and learn a little bit more about what's going on, not only at Northwest, but also just some insights from Dr. Jones. Let's jump in and do a little intro first.
Okay.
Dr. Jones, again, president of the Tennessee College of Applied Technology Northwest, has campuses in New Bern, Ripley, Covington, Bells, and Union City. A lot of people maybe don't realize how many different campus locations you have.
Yes.
Before she was appointed to her current role, she served as the Vice President for Institutional Advancement and Continuing Education at Dyersburg State Community College. She's also the founding director of the UT Martin Ripley Center. Prior to working in higher education, Dr. Jones worked for 10 years in the banking sector, serving as a branch manager and assistant compliance officer. In total, she has over 30 years of combined experience in management and executive leadership. Dr. Jones does currently serve as the Chief Executive Officer of the college and exercises broad delegated authority and responsibility for all aspects of campus administration. She's a senior administrator responsible for the day-to-day campus operations, but also leading the college to even higher level of academic achievement with a focus on access, student success, academic excellence, and workforce development. She regularly is interpreting the mission of the college to external and internal constituents and ensuring that the college fulfills its commitment to regional economic development. It's important to note that Dr. Jones also serves as a liaison for Council on Occupational Education, also known as COE accreditation. She participates in a lot of professional organizations and networks, developing those relationships with area business and industry, local and state officials, as well as secondary and post-secondary partners. And so really excited because I know Dr. Jones takes a lot of pride in being a premier provider of the region's workforce development opportunities, but also, again, because you won TCAT College of the Year.
Yes.
So let's jump in. Everyone's going to want to know, what do you think makes your institution just so special? And, what do you enjoy about being president there?
Well, I will say what makes my institution so special is I'm blessed with an amazing group of faculty, staff, and students. In our region, which is in West Tennessee, they just take pride in excelling beyond measure. We have students in rural West Tennessee, so we use the ability to meet the students where they are, to take them where they need to be. So for us, student success is our success. So we take pride in what we do. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one of the things that sets us apart, is because we actually want to not only help our students, but supply that next generation of our workforce to our industries. I think we are strategically placed in rural West Tennessee to make a difference. And we make a difference one student at a time, mm-hmm. and by meeting those workforce demands.
Mm-hmm. So you as president really kind of feel a sense of almost purpose with this, right?
Purpose and pride. Mm-hmm. I'm humbled every day by students that walk through our door that think that they don't have an opportunity, or those that feel like they can achieve but have never been given the ability to achieve. Mm-hmm. So I think it's my responsibility to open every door, every window, to take that student and empower them to be successful. And I think if we touch each student and allow them to empower themselves, mm-hmm. then when we are no longer in the picture, they have that solid foundation.
Yeah, that's great. Why do you think, again, we're thinking back, you won College of the Year. Is there something about your institution that you're doing is kind of really raising the bar that you think maybe led you to receive this award?
think taking on the regional approach. We just recently went through a merger, which we merged 3 institutions into one. I think it truly made a difference because we are no longer looking at institutions individually, but we're looking at our institution as a regional provider. So when we're looking at our high schools, we're opening the doors for students that if we're not offering this one program at one institution, now these students from other areas and other areas of the state can come to any of our institutions. We've seen a huge impact in our dual enrollment because now all of our high schools can participate in over our 28 programs that we offer together as a merged institution. So I think looking at your particular region, looking at the industries that you serve, and combining those relationships. And I think if we don't do anything else, making sure that our relationships are strong on every level. And then that way you get the support of your community. You get your support from your industries, whether they're new or existing, making all of them feel relevant, whether it's a new industry coming to town or an industry that are looking for workforce. And right now we want it to be a partnership, not feeling like we're competing, but we bring in our community college partners, and we've started articulation agreements with them. So now we're just like 2 powerful forces in our region working together with one common goal, and that's student success.
Yeah. What I like about what you just mentioned is, this is a little unique because you did bring all these different institutions kind of together in a holistic model for the region. So it allows you to have scale and the number of programs you're offering, but also you're kind of, for the region anyway, kind of giving this consistent approach as opposed to competing with other institutions.
And especially competing, you feel like some separate, you kind of have your own personalities at each institution.
Sure.
So now we have evolved, and now we're just one common force, one common force with a common goal of putting students first. And whatever we have to do in that magnitude, students feel like no matter what campus they go to, they're getting that same mission, that same goal, that same focus, and we're doing it as one.
That's great. So do you feel like you have a signature program? We just talked about how you merged a bunch of campuses together into one, but is there something that, if someone's not familiar with West Tennessee or the colleges in West Tennessee, what would you say is kind of your signature?
Well, I will say we have several signature programs, but I do think what stands out for our TCAT is not a particular program, but how we offer the programs.
Okay.
For us, having that hands-on approach where students can come in and get not only the knowledge and the academics, but they're also getting that skill set in a clock hour environment. So to me, clock hour separates us because we can develop, retrain, we can tweak our courses to meet the industry demand without changing our curriculum. We can meet with those industries and say, what do you need? And ensure that our students get that additional training. And it's easily done in a clock hour format. So I think industries really love how we offer our programs because they can do co-op opportunities where our students are not only receiving the training, but they're actually able to go into the industries and begin those relationships and begin working. And to me, that ties the two together. So when students leave, not only do they have the skill or the knowledge, they have built a relationship. So these industries now have firsthand impact of a student that has not only worked within their industry, they can see them grow, they can help develop those students. And then that's how we have these partnership relationships. So now they're calling us and saying, when is your next graduation? When will these students be completing? And another great thing about what we do is students enter every Monday. So we have a stream of students that leave our institutions at different times.
Sure.
So employers are actually readily involved in our process. So I think that's what really stands us apart. Now, if I had to pick the top industries or programs in our market, I would say industrial maintenance is probably number one, welding and practical nursing.
Okay. So for our listeners who maybe are trying to decide on where to go, come back to school, either way, you just heard a couple of options there.
But can I add,
Sure.
now our programs range from 7 weeks to 16 months.
Right.
So if it's someone that loves to travel and wants to see new horizons but can leave making a livable wage, truck driving
There you go.
may be their next option, because in 7 weeks, you can make $65,000 a year and see the world. Or you might say, well, truck driving's not for me. We have 27 other programs that you can choose from that will impact our communities, because we want to keep our students close to home if possible, because we want to make a better Tennessee.
Right, exactly. So if you were asked by another president for a piece of leadership advice about how to get your institution to earn College of the Year, what would it be?
I will say be a good listener and a great community partner. Work within your community, know your community, listen to their needs, and make sure you're proactive and not reactive. Get involved and have that spirit of excellence. So whatever you do, you want to be the best at what you do. Whether you're recognized or unrecognized, everyone on your campus is solely important. So I don't care if it's Miss Pat, who is what I call our facility maintenance.
Right.
She makes sure if our facility doesn't look the way that she wants it to look, it's so important for us to make sure that she is recognized just like anyone else would be recognized.
Right.
So if we're all one and we have one committed community and what we call ourselves the TCAT family, everyone is equally important.
That's great. You know, you won the award 2-3 weeks ago. Just kind of curious, as you go back home with that award, if you've noticed, well, I'm sure people have commented, but have you noticed if it's helping you to have a stronger relationship with stakeholders or changing the conversation about going to college?
Yes.
Already? Yeah.
Yes. And yes. You would be amazed how proud the community is, because it wasn't just a win for the institution. It was a win for the community, because it takes all of us working together. And I have people coming in taking pictures with the trophy. We have students in all the programs taking pictures with the trophy and saying, look at what we've done, and I'm a part of this. So I think it's great.
Good. Well, you'll just have more of that. You have a whole year ahead of you.
A whole year. A whole year of really focusing on greatness of my faculty, staff, and students, and emphasizing that it is so, so important to, even when no one's looking, when you think no one is looking, that your outcomes, you want them to be the best that they can be. In no way would I've ever thought that I would win 2024 Technical College of the Year.
Yeah.
And I was truly excited about winning, but more so, I was just so proud of my TCAT family, because I know I didn't do it alone. It was because of their works and because of their efforts. And it's because of them going above and beyond each and every day, through the good times, through the bad times, for our students who just recently, I had a student, and we don't think about the sacrifices our students make every day to come to school. And we had a student, a female student in our industrial electricity program that was an outstanding student, but for one whole week, she missed class. And we could not figure out why she was missing class, and we were calling her. But because we called, she told us a story that her lights and water had been cut off. And she was embarrassed to come to school. But from that, the community partner, the Rotary Club stepped up once they became aware and donated a special scholarship just for that student.
Okay. Yeah.
And now the student has not missed another day.
Sure.
And she will be speaking at the local Rotary Club this week.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great example of how the community can really step up and support your students for their success.
Yes.
That's great. So what are some things on the horizon for your institution as you think about the coming years that you'd like to maybe share with our listeners?
Well, I would like to continue to grow and expand our programs. Now that we have a solid foundation with the merger, I would like to work more in the field, meeting with our industry, making sure that the programs that we're offering are consistent with their needs. And if there's any additional changes that we need to make, we need to be aware of. I just think even from our session today, I learned a lot from our industry partners. Their goal is, they say, I wish you could be a little bit more flexible. You know, I put that in my Rolodex. Flexibility is important now for our industries. And we have to meet them where they are, because if this is what they need, we need to figure out a way to meet that need. So if flexibility is what they need, I'm going to work so hard to come up with a plan so we can still be productive and effective in the industry.
Great. Well, I've enjoyed learning a little bit more about you, your philosophy, your vision for your institution. And again, I want to congratulate you and your staff, faculty and staff, on winning this year's TCAT College of the Year.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to this edition of From the VC's Bookshelf, brought to you by TBR, the College System of Tennessee, powering the state's economy and changing the lives of thousands of graduates, starting successful careers each year. To learn more about upcoming book selections or to register to attend discussions live, visit tbr.edu/bookshelf.